If you grew up in the 90s, you were probably raised on Disney films. This was the age of what is referred to as the Disney Renaissance, full of some of the best animated features Disney has yet made. Each of these stories tends to have something in common, a love story on the side of the hero's journey or front and center. It's a long-standing tradition that fairy tales tell a perfect, comfortably predictable love story. Princess meets prince, the forces of evil try to separate them, but in the end, their belief in love conquers all and they live happily ever after, never having another unhappy day in their life, or having to change a dirty diaper, or getting in a fight about the dishes. It's all bliss from here. Over time, these love stories have grown more complex, and so have the characters that we watch in children's films in general. No longer do the characters fall in love at first sight and have everything work out perfectly happily ever after. Instead, they take time to get to know each other. Frozen, in particular, is famous for poking fun at this trope and for having Elsa be crowned queen of her country without a prince at her side. I am not the first person to notice that Elsa is a queer-coded character, and I don't think it's subtle. In fact, I think Elsa is a prime example of an AroAce character, and Frozen 2 is about her learning to accept herself and love herself for who she is, even in a world that doesn't always accept that. So let's talk about it. Oh, and spoilers for Frozen and Frozen 2, if you haven't seen them yet. First, I want to go over some definitions if you are not familiar. Aromantic refers to someone who does not experience romantic attraction. Asexual refers to someone who does not experience sexual attraction. Each of these identities are spectrum identities, meaning there are some people who, say, rarely experience romantic attraction or rarely experience sexual attraction, who may use these terms to describe themselves because they feel that they don't quite fit into either side of romantic and aromantic. Some other common terms you may see are gray ace, gray sexual, demisexual, demi-romantic, gray arrow. These are people who may rarely experience either sexual or romantic attraction. This is using something called the split attraction model, meaning a person's romantic attraction and their sexual attraction don't necessarily line up. They may develop a huge crush on somebody, but no sexual attraction. They may feel sexual attraction towards somebody, but may not have any romantic attraction. For a lot of people, they go hand in hand. Say, if my friend says that she's bisexual, I can probably assume that she experiences romantic and sexual attraction towards people of different genders in tandem, unless she tells me otherwise. The term AroAce is shorthand for a person who is both aromantic and asexual. Aro being short for aromantic, and ace being short for asexual. Celibacy is different from asexuality. Celibacy is the choice to remain abstinent toward sexual relations, usually for a religious reason, whereas asexuality is a lack of sexual attraction towards others, and asexual people may or may not engage with sex with their partners. Gender is a third separate thing. Got all that? If not, it's okay. I put some links in the description that I think should help you out. There are a lot of different words to learn. I don't have them all memorized, and you know what? That's okay. That's what putting out videos like this and reading about this stuff is all about, awareness. With that foundation laid down, we can begin to talk about Elsa. And to do that, we do need to go back to the first Frozen movie, which no, I cannot let go. Because Let It Go is a part of Elsa's queer journey. I know it's been 8 years, but I didn't have a YouTube channel where I talked about pop culture and mental health back then, so I'm not sorry. In the first Frozen movie, we are introduced to Elsa and Anna when Elsa accidentally freezes a part of Anna and it actually hurts her, and the trolls remove all of Anna's memories of Elsa's magic. The parents decide that in order to protect Anna and everyone, they have to not just lie to Anna, but the entire kingdom about who Elsa is, and suppress it at all costs. Now, to me, this is a great metaphor for experiencing homophobia at the hands of your own family. Elsa tries to please her parents, and even fears that she could hurt others, all over an accident, and her parents only reinforce that fear by locking her away from the world and telling her, literally, conceal, don't feel, don't let it show. Each time the parents tell her this, they're reinforcing to Elsa that who she is not okay. It's a very traumatic thing to be told over and over and over that who you are could harm other people who also tell you that they love you. We see this in Elsa's character in both movies. She's a shy, introverted person who suffers from extremely high levels of anxiety about her effect on her loved ones, even when it's unwarranted. I think it's worth mentioning that we see this take a toll on Anna, too. She grows up a very lonely child, and she feels like she's lost her sister, and she has no idea why. Elsa, on the other hand, grows up isolated and learns to fear herself, until the party where she snaps at Anna and the plot really begins. Anna even accuses Elsa of not knowing anything about true love because all you do is shut people out. This is an example of some of the hostility that aromantics and asexuals can face. The world may think that we're heartless or broken, rather than understanding that aromantic people don't feel romantic attraction and that asexual people don't feel sexual attraction, and we don't feel like we're missing out on anything. It's also an example of things people can unknowingly say to AroAce people without truly intending to be hurtful, or in this case, accidentally outing them. This segues us into Let It Go, a song about Elsa accepting herself, or in this analogy, deciding to go ahead and come out because everyone knows anyway. Let It Go is a coming out anthem, and not just for AroAce people, just in general. Elsa is confident, sure that she can take on the world, and is ready to stand alone and be who she is. She is transformed, literally, into a more confident, assured version of herself. She realizes she can be queer, and it won't destroy the world. She is who she is. She can't conceal it forever and be happy with herself. But Elsa hasn't really truly accepted herself yet. She still thinks the world is much safer without her around, and feels the need to hide from literally everybody, even her sister. After being told her entire life until she was 21 that who she is, naturally, is wrong and harmful, but it's a part of her she didn't choose, who could blame her? It isn't until she accepts herself and begins to love herself as she is with the support of Anna that she can thaw the kingdom of Arendelle. In the analogy of Elsa being queer, the rest of Frozen is about Anna learning who Elsa is, and learning that knowing this about her doesn't actually change who she is fundamentally as a person. If anything, Anna knows her better now, and can love her in a more authentic, real way. If Elsa is queer, Anna is the ultimate straight ally. Not necessarily understanding at first, but she's willing and ready to learn and love Elsa for who she is, even if it takes Elsa time to learn that she is not dangerous. I do think there's a lot to be said for the first Frozen movie being about two sisters coming together through trauma and learning to navigate the world together without being taught the skills for life that they really need to do that. They just have to figure it out. But at the end of the first movie, things only feel partially resolved. And to be honest, that's why I love the fuller picture we get in Frozen 2. And to be really honest, I really didn't like Frozen that much when it first came out. Frozen 2 has given me a whole new appreciation for the first one. In Frozen 2, we begin the film once again with Elsa feeling like she's ignoring a calling to herself for the benefit of others around her. While she now has the love and acceptance of her sister and her sister's soon-to-be fiancé and even of her kingdom, something she never thought she would have, she still feels like she's not quite where she's meant to be. For Elsa, this means fully accepting herself in a way that she wasn't ready to do before. In the beginning, we have the song Into the Unknown, in which Elsa expresses fear at following the voice to discover who she is from here. She's afraid of risking all that she's worked so hard to build, but she also knows deep down she can't remain where she is. The journey is about learning secrets of her family's past, and it culminates with the most powerful song in either of the films, Show Yourself. Show Yourself is about Elsa embracing that she's AroAce in a whole new way, without shame and guilt and the weight of feeling like she's not allowed to be who she is. More importantly, it's about finding out the voice calling her is that of her mother's spirit, Aduna. It's about Elsa finding out that self-love is the thing that she has needed her entire life, and the spirit of her mother has been trying to tell her that she loves her exactly how she is, queerness and all. And also, I had the thought that if they're reflecting off each other in song, maybe Elsa's mother is AroAce too, but we don't really get enough time with her to determine whether or not that's the case. Regardless, I think that it is essential for Elsa's journey of healing from her trauma. She's finally getting love and acceptance that she never had before. The song is about her showing herself, being herself, when her mother tells her, You are the one you've been waiting for all of your life. She's telling Elsa it's okay not to be with anyone else, to be AroAce, to be self-partnered. She's telling her that who she is someone worth loving, whether or not Elsa has any desire for romantic love. Every time I listen to this song, I start to cry because that feeling of acceptance it's just such a powerful feeling. And I can't cry right now because this eyeshadow took 2 hours. And I think it's something every asexual and or aromantic person, every queer person should have. It's also extremely beneficial to the mental health of queer people to be accepted. According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, or NAMI, LGBT adults are more than twice as likely as heterosexual adults to experience a mental health condition. LGBTQ people are at a higher risk than the general population for suicidal thoughts and suicide attempts. High school students who identify as lesbian, gay, or bisexual are almost 5 times as likely to attempt suicide compared to their heterosexual peers. And 48% of all transgender adults report they have considered suicide in the past 12 months, compared to 4% of the overall US population. And that study was done in 2017. These things matter. Coming out, getting to come out, being accepted is so important for the mental health of queer people. So I hope that you can see that coming out and being in a safe environment to come out, being accepted for who we are as we are, is very important to the mental health of queer youth and adults. I know many people that are aromantic and or asexual who have experienced queer phobia for not being heteronormative, not being straight. I myself knew that I was on the asexuality spectrum for years before coming out, but I was terrified that I wouldn't be accepted, that I would be looked down on, that no one would want to be with me. And when I see Elsa crying as her mother sings to her that she is okay to show herself as she is, I can't help crying too. Feelings. So remember, asexuals and aromantics are here, queer, and sometimes we see ourselves in movies and we weep. That said, there needs to be so much more representation for us. I hope that in time there is more and it's increasingly more diverse and reflects the true diversity of the community that's out there. I will be linking in the description some asexual creators that you can follow, as well as educational resources for asexuality and aromanticism if you're interested in learning, and I hope that you are. I want to thank my patrons also for continuing to help me put out these videos. You guys are amazing. If you want to help me put out videos, get your name in the credits and all that, the links in the description below, that would be incredibly helpful, because if I can keep doing this even after the pandemic, that would be really helpful for me. I have a few other AroAce ladies from Disney Pixar that I plan to make videos about, so if you like mental health and pop culture videos, subscribe, because that's what I do. I guess that's my closing out. Thank you for being here, and I hope I will see you in the next video. I'm also putting together a Q&A video that I hope to have out by the end of June for if you got any queer advice. I will try to answer your question. Doesn't mean that I'll necessarily be able to answer it, but I will do my darndest. Also, any profits from Redbubble sales this month in regards to Pride merch is going to the Black Lives Matter movement. And I'm thinking I'll just do that for the rest of the year, any profits from Redbubble, just because it's not like anything like with that's going to be over at the end of June. So, and with all that said, I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, and sharing also really helps. Okay, that's it.